Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into a source text that makes a pretty shocking prediction that the YouTube we all know and use every day is actually heading for complete and total collapse. So let's break down the three big reasons behind this claim. So, the main argument here is that while everything on the surface seems fine, we're all watching, scrolling, uploading, underneath it all, a major breakdown is already happening. And it's a collapse that, according to this analysis, most of us just don't see coming. I mean, the source doesn't pull any punches. It says flat out, most people don't see it yet, but YouTube is heading toward a total collapse. The key thing to understand here is the scale of this. This isn't just about a few technical issues. It's being framed as a massive event that's going to affect everyone, from the biggest creators to you and me. The whole argument boils down to three core reasons, so let's get into the first one. Okay, reason number one, the very heart of the platform, the algorithm itself, is apparently becoming dangerously unstable. We're talking about that complex system that decides what billions of people watch every single day. The source argues it's starting to crack under its own pressure.
And this isn't just some abstract idea. No, the source points to really specific symptoms that creators are already seeing. Stuff like views that just suddenly freeze for no reason, spikes in automatic demonetization, channels getting hit with random punishments they can't appeal, notifications that don't work. The argument is that these aren't just isolated bugs, they're all signs of a much deeper systemic problem. And this all leads to a really stark conclusion from the source. If the algorithm falls, the platform falls. The idea here is that the algorithm isn't just some feature on YouTube. It pretty much is YouTube. It's the foundation holding everything up. And if that foundation crumbles, the whole thing is coming down with it.
The second reason for this predicted collapse is a bit of a paradox. YouTube's greatest strength, its incredible size, is actually becoming its most fatal flaw. According to the source, the platform has simply gotten too big to handle. I mean, just try to get your head around the scale we're talking about. The source mentions hundreds of billions of hours of video. That's not a library anymore, it's a digital continent of data, and it's growing faster every single second. The challenge of just keeping that running is, well, monumental.
And this massive scale, it has real-world consequences you've probably seen yourself. The source points to all those common glitches as evidence of the strain. Thumbnails that don't load, comments that freeze, uploads that fail halfway through, search results that just feel off. According to this analysis, these aren't just small annoyances. They're cracks appearing in a dam that's about to burst.
So this leads to a pretty terrifying endgame scenario that the source calls archive mode. Just imagine a failure so bad that YouTube has to stop everything. No new uploads, no live streams, nothing. The platform would be frozen in time, basically turning into a digital museum instead of the living, breathing thing it is today.
And that's really the bottom line for this part of the argument, that the platform has become a victim of its own success. It's so huge, so complex, that the source concludes it's simply too large to survive. And finally, we get to the third reason, and honestly, this might be the most critical one: the money. The entire financial engine that makes YouTube work, that pays creators and keeps the content flowing, well, this analysis says it's starting to break down.
The source lays out this huge economic shift. The old reality was pretty straightforward. Advertisers wanted to be on YouTube, so they paid, and creators got a piece of that. But the new reality is way more complicated. Advertisers are supposedly getting more cautious, the platform is being flooded with AI-generated content that devalues ad space, and the results? Creator payouts are getting smaller and a lot less reliable.
And this kicks off a chain reaction, a classic domino effect. First, the advertisers start to pull away. That means creator payouts go down. When the payouts drop, the top creators, the ones who bring in the biggest audiences, they start looking for better deals elsewhere. And the final crucial step? The viewers follow the talent they love, and the platform gets left behind.
This really gets to the core of the economic argument. The source says that all the technology, all the servers, that's just the vehicle. The real engine, as they put it, has always been the creators. And if that engine runs out of fuel, which is money, the whole machine just grinds to a halt.
So what happens when you smash all three of these things together? You get an unstable algorithm, a failing infrastructure, and a collapsing economic model, all hitting at the same time. And what's worse is they all feed each other. A glitchy algorithm scares away advertisers, which speeds up the economic collapse, which makes creators leave, which turns the platform's huge infrastructure into a pointless, expensive relic.
The source uses a really powerful metaphor to paint the final picture. A platform without a steady stream of new, interesting content from creators, well, it's not really a platform anymore, is it? It's a digital graveyard. It's just an archive of what used to be, not a living community. And that's the final, really provocative thought this source material leaves us with. It presents this whole collapse not as some far off possibility, but as something that's inevitable, something we should be getting ready for, which really makes you wonder, how do you prepare for the end of an empire? What would a world after YouTube even look like?